Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hi everyone.
We are back with part 26 of our Final Fantasy Let's Play. And we are traveling on the water again.
Yep. Because I did some studying where we have to go next. And there is essentially a cavern with a very important item. And as it turns out, it was right north of where
So yes, we're hunting for an important item, and I guess we're going to the next area.
Yep. It's especially important because it frees up more of the map of the castle.
That's good.
Yep.
Yes, so that is what we are up to now. Oh yeah, and remember how I told you, I said, oh, nobody's talked about it, the Garfield movie yet, but inevitably somebody I'm watching is going to talk about the Garfield movie. I said that to you yesterday. Right?
Yes.
Literally today, I saw on my subscriptions one of the guys that I watch talked about the Garfield movie. I'm big surprised it's not great. And he showed the Rotten Tomatoes score, and I feel like this is another case of, to me, a kind of worrying trend where, like, the critics give something a bad score, so the viewers just, like, positive bomb it to make it seem like a really great movie. Because it got an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. And it was like 35 critic score or something like that. And I'm like, you know, it's very weird, but I've come to realize my opinions match the critics a lot more these days. Like, I'm gonna have to look back at older movies to see if that's the case with some older movies as well, but it might just be a today thing because they've started doing that trend of positive review bombing to, like, you know, they did that with the Mario movie. I'm sorry, but they did. That was an egregious example where it got 95 audience score. And they'll do it for negative reviews too. It's just something that's been happening a lot in this. But anyway, yeah, and you know, he was being fair about it. He wasn't like angrily yelling, "This movie sucks. Why does anybody go to see it?" You know, he was being fair about it. And he is not. He's neutral about Garfield, so he didn't have nostalgia goggles on, and he also didn't have a, well, I hate Garfield anyway, goggles either, so, you know.
Well, that's good.
I think that's probably how you get the fairest movie review, in some respects, although it's good to know, you know, that it's doing anything for fans. Yeah. Now, based on this person's review, it honestly just sounds like they were quickly rushing something out. And yet again, all the voice acting was good except Chris Pratt. This is a trend that I wish they would pay attention to.
Very concerning trend.
Hello, the person you keep casting as your lead is a subpar voice actor.
Yeah, he sounds like your average John.
And I do not say this lightly anymore. I might have used to in my youth say that a lot. Like, just go, this voice actor's meh. But I try not to do that anymore. I try to, like, differentiate whether it's just a voice actor not to my taste versus them actually lacking talent. And I'm sorry, but Chris Pratt needs to stick with being in front of a camera because voice acting is not his thing. And sadly, it sounds like he's interested in leaning more into voice acting, which I guess I wouldn't blame the guy. If you don't need to work that hard and you're given a bunch of paychecks, I guess I would do it too. But, you know, and I'm sorry to those of you who, I'm sure inevitably there's that group that absolutely loves Chris Pratt as a voice actor, so I'm sorry if that offends you, but I genuinely feel like he's kind of a subpar voice actor.
That's okay.
And it's because he's inconsistent. It's the same problem with the Mario Brothers movie, where he occasionally does a voice, but he just doesn't keep it up for the movie.
Yeah.
Which was exactly the problem in the Super Mario Brothers movie. He did not give Mario a consistent character voice. So, like, a lot of the time he just sounded like himself. And based on this guy's review, now I will probably watch other people's reviews so I can get a well-rounded idea. If I see other people reviewing Garfield movie, I will watch. So I can get a well-rounded perspective. Based on what this guy is saying, it sounds like he had that exact same inconsistency as Garfield. Like, he would occasionally be impersonating Garfield, but most of the time he was just doing his voice. Yeah. And I don't know. This is also, frankly, this is also on whoever's directing these movies, because, you know, they need to be consistent. Hey, you got a character voice there, stick to it. And it shows, like, they're rushed at best, and at worst just apathetic to it. Like, I don't know, I feel like if I was a creative director or ADV director, I would be like, I would want consistency. You know, I would make a decision. I'd either be like, well, that impression sucks, you need to maybe try something else. Or, you know, oh, your natural voice is fine, just stick with that. I wouldn't accept sometimes him doing an impression and sometimes him not. Because, believe it or not, guys, I was actually interested in being a creative director. I just don't know how to get into it, so that's why I didn't pursue that. I know how to pursue voice acting for the most part. I do not know how to pursue being a director that hires voice actors and is in charge of the voice acting. I don't know how to get into that. I know one of the ways is to be a voice actor first. So, I'm one of those people that I would be interested in doing directing too if they offered it up to me. But besides that, an apprenticeship, I don't know how to get into it. If you guys happen to know, let me know in the comments, because that is also an interest of mine, because I literally was unofficially doing that as a teenager.
Wow.
Because I was literally like, you know what, I think this voice actor would be a better fit.
Oh, I see.
I kind of unofficially do that sometimes. You know, when I was like going on about, I don't like, what's his name? I don't feel like J. Michael Tatum, I think is the guy, is a good fit for Okabe. I think it should be this person. Remember when I was going on about that?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So I literally did that kind of thing. If I happened to, like, be familiar with this person I hear a lot, and I'm like, you know what? I know the exact voice, because sometimes I have that voice in my head, and even though I don't watch a lot of English dubs, sometimes, especially in video games, I can only have the English dub. So, like, even when I'm watching in Japanese, sometimes I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I see this voice actor or this voice type in the English dub, and then I turn it on to English, and I'm like, no, they went in a completely different direction. Darn it. So, the fact, and you want to know the most frustrating part, that
What?
voice actor could probably imitate the type of voice I was thinking would work for Okabe, but he was not given that direction, so he just sounded completely off to me. So guys, I would love to be the director that's making these decisions for anime voice acting. Now it's getting better, and so I think we're having some creative directors that are able to, make the good choices. Which, by the way, as a disclaimer, you guys probably already know this, J. Michael Tatum, very talented voice actor. Very much so. I just feel like not a good fit for this character, and that's my personal opinion. But anyway, that's just me being like, this is something I would love to do. 'Cause some people that I complained about English dubbed anime to treated me like I hated watching stuff in English, like I had a problem with English.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, all anime has to be only in Japanese, which is not what I was saying.
No.
It's more a reaction to the quality that was coming out at the time,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
I feel a lot of them are because with the Japanese, they're getting from the source versus
And there's that too, yeah.
a lot of English dub is an interpretation using the visuals from the original source to either tell us the story or tell a similar story.
Yeah, in some companies, appeared to have this tendency, like a lot of companies do, to just want people on their cast. This is also very interesting. Is this like a snowy, icy area?
Yep. It's an ice cavern.
Yes. I like the most the underappreciated area in a lot of games.
Yep. Just trying to see where I'm at.
And yeah, I feel like some companies, not all of them, and obviously I have no proof of this, they like to have popular names on their roster, and that's like the first consideration, I feel like, with some of the decisions. And it's not that these people aren't talented, it's just literally like, I need this person as my main character because they're very popular.
Right.
Whereas they could maybe were a better fit for one of the supporting characters. It's that feeling.
Yes.
And then sometimes, bizarrely, you're like, what did this guy do to anger them because he's a big-named guy, and for whatever reason in this work, he's a supporting character. Unless it's a case of they actually were like, yeah, you're a better fit for this supporting character. So sometimes it happens the way I feel like it needs to happen, but I don't feel like it always does. So yeah, that's probably something you guys didn't know about me, that was another thing I wanted to do, and I think I come by it naturally. There's a certain family member, I can't talk about it too much on here, that had an interest in directing.
Oh.
So I probably inherited some of those things. So I gotta get in there somehow, guys.
Yes.
But I really do love voice acting and would like to get into that. And I would like to do that and maybe some directing. Mostly for voice. I don't think I'd want to be a film director necessarily. It's kind of a little bit too complicated. I mean, it involves a lot of film stuff and organizing shots and stuff. I'm not as into that. I'm into the audio part. Audio voice part is really more my interest. I mean, I wouldn't particularly be against being the creative director who hires actors on camera. That would probably be interesting too. Because that is separate from the actual film director. I'm just making it clear that I don't want to be like a movie director per se.
Right.
Because that is a little bit different, even in animation too. So, yeah. But if you guys have any suggestions on other ways that I didn't mention to get into that you'd be willing to share, let me know in the comments. I don't really live... Excuse me. I don't live on the West Coast, so I'm not really around people that I could just go, well, let me go introduce myself and offer to do an internship and maybe I'll win them over. You know, I don't have that kind of option because of where because of where I live. I don't really have that. Unless you can do that stuff remotely. But I think they still kind of prefer to do it in person. Although I know you can do virtual auditions. Even for acting. So, yeah. That is how they kept working during the pandemic. But yeah, I really like this icy area so far. Icy, snowy area.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you it would either be like water or ocean?
I think you did.
I think I did. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. I'm happy that it was ice instead of water. Ooh. Jeez. Ouch.
Well, I'm glad that it missed my night and my thief.
You know what was really a missed opportunity?
What's that?
The Ice Cavern in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
I swear, on some kind of rough draft, that might have been a proper level, instead of just a little, this quick detour where you get important items and then you just go on to the actual temple. You know what I mean?
White dragons.
White dragons in an icy area. You know what I'm thinking.
No ice. I reminded myself and I was like, oh yeah, I did have get no ice and lightning.
Yes, you did. And good thing you did. You're very good at getting prepared and stuff.
Yeah, I do try my best.
And not
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for letting me go on and on. I hope you guys liked the discussion.
Yeah,
I went from Garfield movie to Tyler.
no ice didn't make it too nice.
Which actually, my general opinion is I don't really care either way about Garfield. But I do care because I know a lot of people are fans of Garfield. it's caring about it for that reason, and it's also not liking to see this recreating trend of...
Same, I don't like that.
Frankly, all of the voice actors in that movie that I know of are big name... Just, again, big names, you know.
Big and loud names.
And also, somebody thought it would be hilarious to have Snoop Dogg voice a cat. like literally, we're all like, that's the only reason Snoop Dogg is voicing somebody in the Garfield movie. Now, I love Snoop Dogg, I do, but I'm like, you know, when you're hiring voice actors, do you think of Snoop Dogg? I mean, he probably did an excellent job, I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm like, come on. Obviously, it was for laughs. You get Snoop Dogg to voice a cat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm just saying, I feel like we're living in a culture where Hollywood is trying to out-meme the internet.
Hollywood breaks the internet. It doesn't.
Hollywood attempts to be relevant by trying to be the internet. That's what it feels like anyway. Yes, and I am rewatching Regular Show because Connor has not seen all of Regular Show, so
Yep.
we're experiencing it. Ah, such a good show.
It is.
It kind of went downhill near the end, as many of you Regular Show fans know, but yeah. Man, that last season. But it's okay. we still have a lot of episodes before we get to the last season.
I've heard.
Most tragic thing is that I obviously can't talk about it too much because spoilers. But the ending was really good. So it's like, but you're like, but why did the season have to suck?
I know.
It's like, I got a good ending, but I also feel kind of cheated. It was that kind of feeling.
That's not good.
Well, I guess you could also look at it as, oh, you're rewarded for making it through the crappy season, and you're like, thanks, but I could have done without the crappy season.
Yeah.
I don't know who got this crazy idea of it, kind of jumping the shark type of thing, not in a good way.
Jumping that shark, eh?
For a whole season! No, I don't know. But it's okay. Now, whenever I'm referencing Regular Show, you'll know that.
Yep.
Because I probably did casually, subtly reference it in the past. I don't remember. Whoops. And the HDMI code got break.
Yes, it did. Once again.
The HDMI cord goes, I don't care if you're... Oh. It almost got back to me. It's like, I don't care if we're in a level where there's a bunch of white and gray. I'm going to blind you with it.
Yeah.
You're so weird. There's a weird HDMI cable. Like, I want to look up this pretty ice level that you're
Going
making.
back.
Yes, good. You were making it difficult for me. Oh well, I guess I will just continue to unofficially do it. Who could have done it better?
Yes.
It'll be fun. I should challenge myself. Okay, me, you don't like that voice actor's portrayal? Who will do it better? I'll make it better.
That'd be it.
Excuse the noise, I am having a snack.
That's okay.
And by the way, it rarely happens, but on occasion I've had one or two instances where in the Japanese dub I felt like the voice actor wasn't a great fit. Ooh, it's quite rare. The only like concrete one that I remember was from like this random movie that's not connected to any other franchise. It's just a movie where I think because of what I had access to, like, yeah, I had rented the VHS, so I did see it in English first. And, you know, 99% of the cast all sounded better in Japanese, but that one character, I'm like, I actually like his English voice better. It's actually a better fit. Was not expecting that, but it was a rare case where usually when the character looks youthful, they have like a really youthful voice in Japanese, but this character was not really quite treated that way in the Japanese version. And in English, he had a youthful sounding voice, and that's like the opposite of what usually happens. Especially in older dubs, we get these really weird instances of character is supposed to sound young, and they like obviously sound like a 50-something-year-old doing their best and not very good little boy voice. Timmy, we're yeah. Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, like that.
Well. Hard for me to do because I think my voice already kind of sounds youthful.
I think it does too. You have a very good voice.
Thank you. So I'd have to like make it blatantly like bad to the point where it's not even what they're doing. Like, hey, fellow kids. It's like, no, it's not like that. But I literally, because my voice already kind of sounds young, I don't know if I can fake sound young.
Right. Ah, skeletons. We fought these guys before.
And sometimes they're good at sounding young, but then they also just don't sound good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a specific example, but I don't want to say it.
That's okay.
I don't want to call the guy out. Especially because I don't remember his name. And I don't want to look up his name just to call him out and be like, hey, you actor whose name I looked up specifically to call out. No, I'm not going to do that.
That's fine.
I will look it up behind the scenes so I can tell you, but... Because I think it's fine to, in private, complain.
Yeah, not on the channel.
Not give him a negative shout out. Because he's probably gone on to do other roles that he sounds better.
Yes.
I'm sure. We're actually almost out of time, too.
We'll start
Last minute. Oh, well, finish getting the treasure.
Whoa.
We'll try to get it to
Yeah.
try being up word.
Oh, schnizel.
Oh dear. I might have to listen back to
Well, off screen getting back to where we were.
his plan.
Because because you don't need to see us get this treasure a second time.
No. Oh, it's the fire heaven.
That's why I was told to stock up, and stock up I did. I thought I was doing pretty good until...
Oh, well, we'll stop here.
That's the end of today's episode.
Sorry it's on a bad note, but...
Well, it's tragic, but...
See you later, guys.
See you too, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.